Good morning or evening, everyone. Welcome to the finals for Ancient Cave Earthbound Randomizer. I'm your commentator tonight, Static Pulse. We have AirFM doing restream today. Thank you very much for that. And our racers, last but not least, Kelly versus sitake. Sitake, previous winner of the Earthbound Ancient Cave series, former champion, against Kelly, a relative newcomer to the scene, doing extremely well for himself. If Kelly wants to take the title, they'll have to take 2 wins on sitake, who is our undefeated champion so far. For the flags tonight, we have M3, which is, as I like to refer to it, a enemy randomizer. The enemies already sort of randomized some stats, some names, some palettes, but as we've seen here, the crow is actually a robot. So we'll see different sprites in battle, which may make it more difficult to discern where our characters are at any given moment. Usually you can tell that what enemies are lying around, that what floor you're on, but it might be a little more difficult this time around. Additionally, we're down, as you might see, we're down 2 kids. We do not have Paula and we do not have Ness. 2 of the, I would say, the more useful characters. Jeff increasingly relies on items to deal damage in the end game, and Pooh is a bit of a slow starter, has very few equipment choices, so has to rely on PSI, which, with randomized stats, may or may not be... Wow, we got our Franklin badge right off the bat, and that's one additional thing. Our last flag, no shops or gifts. The only items we can find are those that are dropped from enemies. So there's going to be a lot of fighting, a lot of hoping for good items to drop, like that Franklin badge. That certainly makes the Gygas fight a lot easier. A lot of hoping that there's an early heavy bazooka or even a regular bazooka to augment our offenses. For those who may be unfamiliar with Ancient Cave, it is what I would call a door sanity randomizer. You might have seen in other type randomizers. This is slightly more structured, though. There are 9 floors, each separated by a Your Sanctuary boss. The goal, of course, is to reach floor 9 and defeat Gygas, the final boss. Now, you don't have to walk all 9 floors to get to the end. We've seen before the Monkey Caves in particular, as well as some other locations such as Barf Base or areas that are separated by pencil or eraser statues. They can serve as skips, where you can skip ahead multiple floors. 2 to 5 floors at a time. So if you're on floor 1 and you get a skip, you're somewhere on floor 3 to 5. So if you want to go fast, you find the skips, get to floor 9 right away, grind up some levels, get some in-game gear, although we have to take fights this time. You can't just walk around and grab star pendants from presents, unfortunately. So we're going to see a lot of fighting, a lot of leveling. And we got a C pendant. That's pretty good. Ideally, we'll find another C or star pendant going forward. We got a rabbit's foot. That's going to be really huge for Jeff, assuming we get more bottle rockets. But he already starts with the big bottle rocket, so that's going to be a guaranteed high damage output against 1 enemy. If we happen to skip to a late floor, that might secure us some juicy experience. Sitake resetting out of the bird room. Kelly continuing deeper into the cave. In the no shops gifts flag set, sitake tends to grind a lot on early game enemies, particularly snakes. I noticed over the course of, let's the various tournaments that grinding on low-level enemies to get a lot of items right away tends to be, I don't want to say necessarily optimal. You got an eraser, that's another skip we could potentially take in the future. Back to what I was saying, fighting early game enemies or late game items and then just using all your high-powered gear to blow through the seed tends to be the quicker strategy. Since the item list is the same for both of our racers, it makes sense to dive deep in the item list and then go from there. You could end up with various skip items, and of course, high-powered gear will make the earlier floors easier. I personally prefer not to play no shops, gifts, flag sets that way if I can help it, but one cannot deny its effectiveness. Kelly opting not to take these fights with the birds, perhaps opting to get deeper into the cave, take some harder enemies, get some more EXP. So the early eraser, if we happen to find the alien base room with the eraser statue, we can use that to take a skip. It's only one room in the game, so we'll have to be somewhat lucky to find it. But it could be a powerful advantage if we happen to stumble across it. Kelly finding the floor's full heal spot. Every floor is guaranteed one full heal. One free full heal, I should say. These are typically a sanctuary spot, but there's other full heal locations in the game as well. Such as the Star Master coming out of the pyramid is a full heal, the Dungeon Man face is another full heal. I don't think Talarama qualifies, he does not heal poo. It's also a one-time thing, I'm pretty sure. Putting the rabbit's foot on poo. Likely, since we're unlikely to be able to stock on bottle rockets, the faster freezes could be particularly useful. Got some rock candy. Juicing stats isn't too useful, I don't think, but might as well take it. Oh, we got a red swirl, so if you get red swirled, you do not get an item from winning the battle. It does not skip your position in the item list, however. There's only two ways to lose an item. That is, you run away from battle before using Spy. And the other is to lose in battle, to die. I think if you Spy, you keep the item. You might keep the item, but typically, you don't want to die in battle. There's no, unlike some of the other Earthbound randomizers, there is no easy death flag, so you tend to end up in a difficult position. Also, Arifim, if you're still there, one thing I was kind of curious about is the snakes and the birds at the start. We're still snakes and birds, even though they were different enemies in battle. Which I thought was kind of strange because, like, the sharks have turned into, you know, what they look like the smiling spheres or the alligators or whatever. So I found that a little strange because I thought their Overland sprite always kind of looked like their battle sprite, or at least the nearest neighbor in terms of bosses. I wonder if there's something interesting going on there. So Kelly here is probably fighting protoplasms. Those tend to be the early game. I guess they could also be, I don't think they're slugs. Yeah, I find it pretty interesting because it's typically you know, the overworld sprite looks like they're in battle sprite, but yeah. Kelly here having some difficulty with the protoplasms. Another thing in the M3 randomizer, even if the enemies look entirely different, if you're in an Earthbound, if you know way too much about Earthbound, one thing you can do is you might be able to identify what enemy they are based on their background. Although the backgrounds have different colors and different transformations applied to them. If you can identify, all the enemies still have the same types of backgrounds, so that can be one way to figure out what the enemy is. Other than it's like, say, it's a text script or kind of guessing based on the floor. Yeah, the attacks are usually the big one. In particular, I mean, you always know when you run into Ghost of Starman, it's going to slam you with a Starstorm. But sometimes, like, say, particularly areas with unique palettes. We got a Janky Red there, unfortunately. Like a Lumine Hall, they have those starry backgrounds. Some of the Alien Base later on, they have they have kind of unique backgrounds. 3 Tunnel has kind of the weird rocky kind of throbbing background. Some of the bosses also have unique backgrounds, like Carpainter has the big orb in the background. Clumsy Robot has also a unique pattern in the background. So even if all the enemies' looks and such are jumbled, you might be able to identify the type of enemy just kind of based on that. Honestly, a lot of the backgrounds just kind of blend together for me, but it can be helpful sometimes. So Kelly here, first boss, we got the boss swirl. I don't know who this is. It did big damage. See, I was thinking it might be Everdread, because it wasn't a Sanctuary boss because it didn't have the Sanctuary style background. I think Everdread has kind of that kind of interlacing kind of background pattern, but it's been a while since I've actually had to fight Everdread. So. But Kelly gets a free heal here from Magic Hand. That's pretty nice to have. And we're on to floor 2. Unfortunately, I still don't think we've gotten a weapon for Jeff, which is unfortunate. Here we have Belch Base. If you have the Jar of Fly Honey, you can defeat Belch and and that door acts as a skip. It also opens up a ladder between the middle floor. Oh, it's Captain Strong. Okay. Starman DX, no dog. So, Starman DX is still a pretty tough fight, but there's no dog, so even if there's no skip to floor 9, there is some hope, although DX does have Starstorm, so it's going to be a really rough fight regardless. Yeah, so like these robots here in Monotoli Tower, they have that unique background, even with the transformation. You can kind of see, you know, they're like, oh yeah, I recognize that background from Earthbound. And you're like, oh. Although the robots are stationary enemies, there aren't like random robots running around. Unfortunately, it appears to be freeze resistant, so good luck. Ow. Unfortunately, you can't run away from the robots either, so... And with the loss of the big bottle rockets, there's not a lot of alternatives for Kelly here. Having to... We start from the beginning, but that's why we have the exit mouse. We place it right by Mon here. Get that full heal. Yeah, I don't think we've seen a safe phone either. Maybe someone ran into a drugstore or hotel or something, but I haven't seen it yet. Sitake doing the traditional early grind for items, like I mentioned earlier. Is a typical Sitake play with the no shops gives flag set. Kelly now... Oh, we have a skip, but it's a pizza. Pizzas are pretty hard to find, although we could... I don't know if mock pizza works in No Shop's gifts. I don't think so. So you're just gonna have to hope you... Oh, it's the other snowboard boarding room. Yeah, first you have to find the mock pizza, get the phone number, and then call. So it's fairly uncommon, even in just like a regular vanilla ancient cave seed. But I don't think I've ever tried it in a No Shops Gifts one. Thankfully, the enemy spawn rate in this area seems fairly low, so Kelly's able to make good progress here on floor 2. Hopefully can not run into any more robots. Has not been able to save the game, so if Kelly does get another KO, we'll be back to floor 1 and have to navigate back. And we have a kind of out of the way phone here, but you take what you get. Well, money is typically not terribly useful since you can't buy anything from shops. You still need money to use the payphone, so it doesn't hurt to keep some on you. Got a lot of angry goats here. Yeah, we also have the hospital if you want to revive characters. Oh, we got a double burger. We can use that for a monkey skip, should we find a burger skip. What is this? Is this like, Oh, Kelly running away from battle does forfeit whatever that item could have been. Hopefully it's not the heavy bazooka. Unlike a normal seed, it's not too bad an idea just to keep a bunch of money on you. Your money does get halved if you die, but you don't need a ton of money in these sorts of seeds, so having a couple thousand on you is perfectly fine. T-ball bat, not useful, unfortunately. And we have what would normally be a great room to find because of all the presents, especially in later floors. We have another full heal here. We got Dungeon Man's face. Unfortunately, all the presents on the bottom floor here are not useful. Sitake getting a free $50 here. Sudden Gut Spill? I don't know. Probably not going to be very useful. I got a bunch of mummies. Maybe those are ants. Actually, maybe those those ass pyroglyphics are ants. Hypnosis, Alpha. Yeah, I think those ants might be ants because they called for help. Sitake finding the lost underworld. Kelly did not find this. I don't think so. It's pretty slow to go through. I think we would have noticed if we had gone through here. Unfortunately, Kelly seems to have potentially run into a dead end here, but there's a couple more doors in the bottom of the Dungeon Man floor to check. Unfortunately, running away does forfeit that item. We got the Saturn Doctor, always good to see. That's just kind of a free revive and status heal. Another thing I should mention, but instant wins also don't get you an item. Oh, Kelly, no. Running away occasionally is fine, but no, you do kind of are forfeiting a bunch of items if you do that. No. What, you just run into him to run away? So that's a lot of potential items being forfeited here. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think these ones are sharks. Fry pan. We do at least have a bench here to heal up should we need it. Oh nope, we get out of there. You did just save, so you might be able to outrun the robot. You only have 2 kids. You can do it from that left side. Oh, fresh egg. Unfortunate. You also can't buy a fresh egg either, so we'll just... It's even more difficult to take that skip than other ones. Kelly did just save, so Kelly could try his luck in getting past the sentry robot. Sitake now in the mines. I don't know why Sitake's going down this way. There's only presents. There's no doors down this way. Oh, might be actually wanting to fight the boss for EXP, actually. Auto Star Master. That's nice. Pooh doesn't... I don't think Pooh has the PP to use it yet, but that's going to be an auto win button for a good chunk of time here. I've definitely seen a lot worse drop lists. We do have one good pendant. We do have Auto Star Master, so that is offense against Gygus. Ideally, we would get something that wasn't so costly in PP, because you're not necessarily going to have a bunch of PP heals lying around. Yeah, the Franklin badge. So with the Franklin badge and C pendant, as long as we can get past Pokey, we're pretty good. You know, we can eventually win, even if it's only on the back of Reflected Thunders. You know, did Kelly get the Auto Star Master? Or was it one of the items that maybe got skipped when he was running away? Oh, that's the pencil eraser room, unfortunate. We did find the King Banana. So we did... It was unfortunately at the very, very start of floor 1, but... Okay, so these goats are mice, I think. No, you don't run into like 6 different mice. No, these are slugs? Slugs are smashing? Okay, yeah, so they are slugs. They tried to use hypnosis. But man, they were doing some numbers there. Do they have, maybe they have like the guts from the mice's guts or something? Jeez. These slugs are out for blood. Feeling strange? Okay, we got a protein drink one. What's the other one with the protein drink? Oh, I think that's the pizza, isn't it? Okay, Kelly now doing his deep dive into the item list here with the handy heal spot. Got a signed banana. I think Sitake has that one too, so Sitake might be ahead in the list. Sitake did do the kind of item grind a lot earlier. Mr. Baseball Camp, if Jeff doesn't have another slot item, that's a pretty decent one to use for this stage in the game. Oh no, Sitake just got the signed banana, so they're pretty close. So if Kelly didn't get the Auto Star Master, that might have been one of the items that got forfeited. Sitake, unfortunately, getting tagged by the robot here. Because we know it's probably gonna have to bust out the Starstorm. Or if you got the big bottle rocket, you could do that too. Busting out the... Yep. Just not gonna mess with this thing. Okay, so they are now synced on the item list. Honestly, I've been watching Kelly more than Sitake, so I don't know if Sitake left yet. It's possible they may have, because I don't remember the mines or the Lost Underworld or any of these other rooms on floor 1. It's possible floor 1 is just a gigantic floor and Sitake's lost in the sauce, but it also looks to be different enemies around too, like the Porky and the dog here. But on the other hand, there were slugs, so... And Monkey Cube, I didn't have any goods for it, so... Deepen on floor 1 somewhere. Yeah, Kelly now back to Magicant and the Foresight area. There's a couple other doors here in Magicant he could take. Though unfortunately, having made his way back to Magicant and Foresight does mean, you know, they just haven't really made progress on the floor just yet. Oh, so this room that Sitake's in right now, all these enemies are still just their normal static encounters. So, especially in the No Shops GIF flag set, you can get a lot of easy items here by beating up low-level encounters. There's a slight worry here that there's still a bunch of other doors we can check, but progress might be through the robot room. Interestingly, the enemies here look like they're vanilla. Tiny rock indeed. Oh, we got a pizza! I know that we ran into one of the monkey rooms that needed a pizza. Ooh, Cherub's Band, that's a really strong arm coin, or arm slot item. Moonbeam gun? Okay, we got a actual weapon for Jeff. Dropping the King Banana for the Moonbeam gun. We actually did find a King Banana skip all the way at the very start of floor 1. Kelly now remaking their way through floor 2. Hoping to find progress somewhere in here. Yeah, you know you're in for a long seed, folks, when it's half an hour in and both our competitors are floor 1 and floor 2. Yeah, Sitake does tend to grind out until he has all the items he thinks he needs to win the game, so I know he's already done a bunch of that. Although I don't think we found a bazooka in the item drop list yet. Wait, does the exterminator spray work on these garbage guys? Huh. Yes, Hello Kitty. Kelly now backtracking through floor 2 still. Sitake back in the mines. Got a Holmes hat. Fortunately got a red swirl on Kelly's side, so no item. It's if Kelly didn't get the Auto Star Master, I'd say that they may have a more difficult time in the seed than Sitake will. So hopefully they did get that, and just something that I missed. No, don't run away. No, Kelly. Okay, Sitake did find a skip. They're now on 4-2. We've seen 4 side. Is resetting out, I presume, to keep their item? Yeah, if they skipped back to 4-2, then they did skip ahead somewhere, so we must have missed it. Although it's weird because they're still finding, like, floor 1 enemies? Maybe he's like early in floor 3 or something? I don't know. Kelly defeating the tiny rock. What is this pokey enemy? I don't know, we instantly won. Did something mysterious? That's probably a zombie of some kind. Spun around, lost PP. Okay, Kelly did find the exit to 4-2. Yeah, maybe. Sometimes the enemy list is weird. Kelly just walking through the floor here, and no problems. Yeah, it would. Yeah, you're right. It would have to at least be 2 away from 2, so that's a minimum of 4. Okay, this is a moonside enemy. I think this is the. I think it's the moonside enemy that has a kind of the weird background. Brain shock. It's a boss enemy that. Oh no, is this department store spook? I guess we did get the enemy list, but I already forgot it. The earlier ones, anyway. Anti-sassy robot. Alright, unfortunately this is going to end up as a loss. I don't think Kelly has anything that can defeat the anti-sassy robot. No sassiness allowed. Sitake now on a new floor. The free stand here is normally a pretty welcome sight, but of course can't get any items from there. So going for price strats, unfortunately, not working out. And this freeze alpha will do it. Fortunately, taking a KO. Thankfully, Kelly does know where the Saturn or the Saturn healer is. Oh no, don't no. Hurts my heart to see all these runaways and all these potential good items being abandoned. Especially with the rabbit's foot, you could do like a quick spy, and then. I mean, I know, you know, you can't do the spy now because Pooh is KO'd and he's the one with spy. But ooh, this I think this is a pink cloud enemy. based on the... Oh, wait, no, this is Magicant. No, this is Magicant. That's a Super Bomb. That's Magicant's. This is a Bomber. So sitake is probably pretty deep in now. Usually Magicant's like floor 8 or floor 9 type enemies. I might err on the side of caution and say 8 for now. If we see Fire Spring enemies or something like that, then we can probably go ahead and say 9, but maybe 8 for now. Unfortunately, Tucson is one of the biggest hubs in the entire game, having the most doors, so sitake could be here a while, depending on how bad the spawn rates are. Oh, we got mock pizza. I guess if sitake orders a pizza, we'll have our answer on whether you can order pizzas in this flag set. So I guess we'll... Okay, that is a... Okay, that's a Sanctuary room, so it's at least floor 8. It's definitely not floor 9. You could probably take out that hieroglyph for a quick item. Ghost. You could probably... Yeah, you could probably sneak past that ghost. 7! Oh, wow, 7? And we got bombers? 7 was Thunder and Storm, I believe. Yeah. Thankfully, we have Lightning and Reflection, so less scary than you think. Gearing up for an assault. Might be able to take it. Oh. Well, Pooh has his... Taki has a bunch of HP. So. I think Sitake's gonna get through this without any issue. Yeah, probably something like that, Aerofin. You got a slime generator, not useful, unfortunately. Kelly going back and taking a skip now. Remembering that there had some items for some skips back on floor 1. Yes, we'll see where they are. Maybe we'll see some familiar enemies that we saw on Sitake's side. Yeah, we see the mines, so Kelly took the same skip that Sitake did earlier. So, possibly floor 4. Beam, life up. What does beam and life up? Nope. I think might have wiped up Jeff. So if Kelly can make his way over to the mice, we'll have a way to get back here nice and easy. Yeah, I think that's what Kelly's doing. Grab the mice, plant the mice. Don't plant it too close to all the wandering mice, so you might get stuck, but... Make sure you use the mouse. So, yep. There we go. So Kelly is in a better position now, having found the mines, can take the moles for good EXP. Wait, are these Winter's enemies? That kind of squiggly white background. Is that a Winter's enemy? Oh, is Kelly going for... Yeah, I was warping back to get the mouse. Okay, yeah, that was a difficult situation. Oop! Unfortunately, he's ambushed by Pokies. Unfortunately, he only has enough for an alpha after this. Pause. Getting more XP for Pooh, that's always pretty good. Slime Generator is now synced up with Sitake on the item list. Sitake might have gotten some more stuff. All these carpenters. Did get away, does forfeit the item, but at this point getting exploration might be more important. Protein drink and pizza. I don't know if we saw this particular pizza, but... Yep, you don't want to accidentally mark your spot over there. It might have a difficult time getting back. So Sitake now wandering floor 8, looking for a way out. Does not want to run around that alien room. I don't... I know I'd have to. The other door was nothing. Kelly now facing more robots. Sitake making it through. Nice and easy. And this enemy is scared of him, so... Oh, wonderful spy there. You can, Kelly, please, you can try and spy them. Oh, well, never mind. Taking the KO, but we'll be... Oh, wait, we found the Starman DX. Let's see how this goes. This is probably going to be pretty difficult. We don't have access to PSI shield, so if nothing else, we do have... you know, a lot of HP on Pooh, so he can probably... Oh, that was a heavy hit. Yeah, you can't Starstorm either because the DX starts with a Psychic Power Shield. Ow. Yeah, if you get lucky and it could use the Psychic Power, give you a Psychic Power Shield, but... That would actually be pretty nice. What you probably would like to see is they use Starstorm on the enemy party. Kelly takes out a mole, will now finally gain some levels. Very crucial here in this seed with only two kids. But Sitake takes DX down without much of a hitch. On to floor 9. Yep, we did not skip the Suporma, so... No, that's the important part. Sitake now going to make another enemy base room. I imagine when Sitake finds Gygus, they'll probably just go and find him right away. Sitake's very good at the Gygus fight. I think in their position, they'll have pretty good odds of getting through. A heavy bazooka would be much better. Even with the Moonbeam gun, just offenses aren't going to be great. So that background over on Kelly's side, it reminds me of Deep Darkness, but I don't know. I don't think these are Deep Darkness tier enemies. Maybe they're slugs or something? The slugs in the Deep Darkness? I don't know. That could be anything, let's not fight it. So we'll see what Kelly does. May be able to find the same skip that Sitake took. Got a nice insignificant item. I wonder if we can turn in these insignificant items and get to the guy in the hospital if you manage to find him and get something out of it. Maybe you'll just get another insignificant item. That would be kind of funny. Okay, so that Pokey is probably a bat of some kind. This Moonside Hospital has a static encounter with a portrait. Could be useful in these kind of no-shop gift seeds. Kelly now finding the Dungeon Man dungeon. Bunch of free items you can get here. Oh, we got that fresh egg. Unfortunately, we're much too far away from the skip to consider going back for it. Enemies running away from Sitake. Those could be Lumine enemies. They could also be Fire Spring enemies. We found 3. Unfortunately, the only thing waiting for Kelly was a lone present at the end of the hallway. I think Sitake was in the other side of this room earlier. Or, no, wait, is that the two-way split room? Maybe not. Kelly, gonna take out a hieroglyph here. Okay, this is a repair robot of some kind, one of them. Manages to dodge the robot, good job. Unfortunately, it was just the Saturn healing room, or doctor's office. Saki finding the full heal room, Kelly finding the cultist room. I think Sitake didn't go further this way. Oh, hey, Kelly and Sitake very close to each other. Just if you could somehow get to the top, you'd be right on floor 9. Oh, this is the eraser room. We do have the eraser. Kelly now skipping somewhere. Sitake finding the full heal room on floor 9. Probably. Okay, so this was the. Okay, so Kelly is following Sitake's footsteps and taking the same skip. We saw this earlier. Oh, hey, the Paula room. So we have 2 Franklin badges on Kelly's side. That's amazing. The rare Paula room, right when Sitake finds Gygus at 4718. And get hyped for the double Franklin badge. You can actually get up to 3, I think. So that's very, very rare. I don't think Sitake went in that room. Sitake is taking the Moonbeam gun off of Jeff. Kelly now going to wander around. Oh, the big boss. Fire Alpha. Okay, so this is a Fire Springs enemy of some kind. Is that the? I think that's one of the. I guess the regular Psychic Psycho. I think they use Alpha and Beta Fire. Sitake now challenging Gygus for the first time. Gotta say, with the start being as slow as it was, I didn't think we'd get here before 50 minutes, but could be all over before the hour mark, even with these difficult flags. Kelly finding another skip from the Topola Theater. Sitake did not take this one. It could go straight to floor 9, although we didn't see a room like this on floor 9. Oh, and we already have the boss room here for whichever floor this is, so we'll know pretty quickly. We know it's not floor 8 or floor 9 or 7. It's 3rd. Okay. Unfortunate. It was a pretty big skip backwards. Alright, so this is, Manny, I think. Just based on that background. Oh, this is Nightmare! Oh no. Well... hate it when I get Nightmare on floor 3. Yeah, nothing much you can do here. You can tell from the weird background it's a Manny type enemy. I can't remember how the background is between Manny and Nightmare, but you have that kind of triple diamond kind of type background for Nightmare. So, well, good thing we could skip around that guy. Unfortunately, Kelly all the way back here, but... Sitake, unfortunately, was unable to defeat Gaius, but... you know, you got the exit mouse, you can go right into it again. I think Kelly also might have skipped the Moonbeam gun as well. Got a hamburger, unfortunately not terribly useful right now. The nice thing is, if Kelly preserved the exit mouse and then the area in the mines, can just go right back there and put it right here at Tucson. So we do, yep, no reason to go backwards unless you're not feeling too confident in fighting the enemies around here. That UFO's gonna tag you! Okay, we have, we're gonna confuse Gaius, we're gonna confuse Pokey. Okay, going for reflection strats. Thankfully, with the Rabbit's Foot, we're actually outspeeding, which is pretty good. That doesn't happen very often. Oh, freeze resistant. Ugh. Man. Kelly finding the Long Throne Room, one of the best, I would say, full heal rooms in the game. You got a convenient phone there. The only bad thing is enemies can sometimes spawn in there, so you could get ambushed fairly easily. Using the magic tart. Okay, we got Alpha hit, Miss Gaius hit Pokey. That's good. Gotta regain our psychic points with... Ooh, okay, but we did get the reflection. That was a nice 150. Honestly, it may not be a bad idea just to throw out that Dragonite. Because with the C Pendant and the Franklin Badge, you really... it'll be very difficult to lose the later parts of the fight. You can still do that. You can still lose because Freeze will do some minimal amount of damage. And you could theoretically be frozen to death. Okay, Kelly's definitely fighting some swamp enemies over there. The beta did hit Pokey. Then some nice reflections here, or confusion hits, I should say, not necessarily reflections. Alright, reflected that damage back. If you have more healing items, you could probably just go all in on throwing out Star Storms just to try and get past this phase as quick as possible. Another almost 200 on Pokey. is I think he's just having Jeff defend. Unfortunately, that will make the reflection strats a little bit worse, simply because the defending does cut down on the physical damage you take. At 150. I don't know if Sitake has any revival items. Oh, hopefully he does. Okay, does have some Horn of Lives. That's good. Honestly, I would just throw out that. I might just throw out that Dragon Knight. Okay, our reflection shield disappeared. Oh, those ghosts over there might have been the swamp slugs. Unfortunately, we're running out of PP here. Have to go for the magnet. Drink the Kraken soup. We got our HP maxed out again. Waiting for our HP to roll up. Oh, that's an Electro Swoosh on Kelly's side, but with the double Franklin badges, this is just a free fight. Still gets through it with Beta quickly, of course. And we found the other side of Belch Base. If we had an early Fly Honey, we could have gone right here. Yeah, that would have been 4-2 to 4-7. That's the max of Fly 4 skipped. Trying to defend it out. Oh, get that life up out. Unfortunately, just have to rely on... Sitake's just relying on Gygas hitting Pokey with those Rockins right now. He's quickly running out of offensive options. Having to use most of his actions to heal. Oh. Actually, well, the nice thing with double Franklin badges on Kelly's side is if you run into one of those electric eels, that's like a free fight instead of a horribly terrifying fight that you don't want to mess with at all. Okay, got the outspeed, got the beta on Pokey, the hit Pokey. It did. That's the phase transition. You can say we're a real Rambo type, or just full sending it here. On to phase 2, we do have one revival item left. So with the C pendant, and as long as okay, this is Thunder, so we will get the revival off. And now it's just hope for those lightning reflections. Kelly unfortunately taking a KO. Not a big deal on floor 7 now that they're save points in the throne room. Okay, we did get that good 500 damage here from the Dragon Knight. I mean, that definitely helps move this phase along, although... Actually, I don't know how much it would have done against Pokey in the previous phase. You could maybe argue that getting here faster and then just kind of autoing it out might have been a better choice. However, Gygas will eventually grind Jeff down. And all these solidifies aren't helping either. Okay, you can stop with the ice attacks there, Gygas. Come on. We got no lightnings there. I don't think Jeff has any healing items on him, so it's really just down to luck of what Gygas does. Didn't hit anyone, miss. Fortunately, Gygas is so fast, it's really hard to hit him. Got another 26 off. 50. This phase will eventually be ground down. No more revives. Not that... I don't think we have any PP heals either, so I don't think... 2 would be particularly helpful here, but... Okay, we did get a reflection, only 85 though. That's not too much. Miss, miss. You may get there eventually, but, you know, with the chip damage of 8 and all these solidifies, it's gonna take a while. Kelly looking at other doors here, and happy Sitake did not do that. Did find the way forward through Foresight pretty quickly, so I don't know if Kelly will find anything here particularly, but I mean, we'll see. Uh-oh. Yeah, now we're confused. Actually, actually, the prayers can help, at least in this phase, recover some HP. Got a dazzling light. We got, again, some chip HP heal. Actually, the confusion might also help Sitake out a bit, since less freezes going Jeff's way. Alright. Hit himself with the lightning, that's pretty good. If he can actually get up to full here. Very good on Sitake for realize. Oh man, Onette's also on floor 7? That's a gigantic floor 7. Oh, now everybody's asleep, so... So Sitake can chip heal all the way back up to max, so that's very likely to secure the win. Can't pray the wrong way. Oh, we got a nice, I think that's a Lumine background over there. Didn't hit anyone. Fell asleep. Everyone's sleeping. Unfortunately, the Gygas fight did take a little too long. We did not get under the hour mark, but we'll eventually win with all the chip prayer healing that we managed to get off. And we're... Oh. The pause there made me think we were getting our phase transition, but no, not quite. Yeah, again, doing the prayer strats for the HP heal when he was getting low was pretty good. There's also a chance of Rainbow Light to get Pooh up, although I don't think that'll be particularly useful, because there's no more PP heals, and... Hey, we got an item out of it. I don't know what it was. I think it was a legendary bat? Oh, I guess we can get some PP heals, actually, so we can maybe get some freezes off if we're lucky, actually. You can get out of freeze alpha. I don't... Oh, 2 thunders hitting. That's pretty good. Everybody's feeling strange now, though, so our window for freezes is over. 121, 167, that's the phase transition. Pooh used up all his items already. I think any useful items were used in phase 1. Alright. So Pooh did have a PP restorative item on him that was used in phase 1. He had both Horn of Lives, which were used in phase 1. And one was used in phase 1, one was used in phase 2 to revive Jeff. And it's kind of been the Jeff show for most of phase 2. So with the Franklin badge and a C pendant, it's very unlikely that somehow Gygas is going to grind down 240 HP. So I think it's going to be GG's here in a little bit once we get through all these prayers. Jeff also used a Kraken Soup in phase 1 to full heal. He also had a Bag of Dragonite, which was used in phase 2 to do a good 500-ish damage. which really made that phase a lot faster, although you can maybe argue that it may have been better used in phase 1 to try and hurry that one along, since, as we saw, it was, especially with prayer strats in phase 2, it was fairly safe if, you know, a very lengthy phase 3 fight. Thankfully, those ants did not ambush Kelly. What enemy in the swamp knits its brow? Well, we find another skip room for Kelly. We get a ruler. I don't think we ran into any skip rooms on floor 9, but there's always the possibility it may have been further than the floor or part of a floor that Sitake did not explore. Okay, we just got 2 prayers left. Anyone, please help us. Alright, everyone, get ready to get your GGs out in a short couple moments. The race will be finished, and Sitake is this year's Ancient Cave champion. Congratulations. So we have a racetime.gg time of 1:06:01 for Sitake, and Kelly has forfeited from the race. So, yes, in this showdown between Japan and France, Japan has come out on top. Sitake yet again proving they are extremely good at Ancient Cave. Once again, champion. So congratulations again to Sitake for a great race, and congratulations to Kelly for making a great showing. You know, you were amazing at Ancient Cave. It was always a treat to watch you, so thank you for the great race. Let me just invite Kelly in. Yeah, don't worry, Kat. You'll get your food here soon. Once we wrap up here. The cat is sensing the race is over and is now demanding food. Okay. As long as you don't step on my keyboard, you can be over here. So, with the tournament complete, thank you to everyone who participated. I know this was an early morning race, so we don't have many people here watching, but I hope many of us watched the VOD and enjoyed watching. Thank you again to Erifim and the rest of the EBSS admin team. And here we have Kelly in the commentary room. Hello.
Hello.
So, rough seed.
Do I have to say anything right now? Like,
well, you're in commentary, so I think you're obligated to say something.
Like, floor 1 and floor 2 was both the worst thing on Earth. As I was practicing seeds, I always got sentry robots to freeze resistance. Like, it was impossible to have anything else other than freeze resistant. I didn't get any single drop for Jeff to have any weapons. And I found a fresh egg early on, fresh egg room. I thought it was on floor 2, but turns out it was all the way back to floor 1. Same for the same banana room that I couldn't find, so I was lost on floor 2 since I spent so much time on floor 1 and I was lost anyway. I saw that there was the king banana quite early on the drops, so I don't know if sitake did grind early on, find all the skip items and took directly to the king banana. That's probably it. Also getting HHV into too soon into Hornet on the same floor without any way to find forward. Like, I don't know how I did the 105, 52. Like, I don't know, it's just too good. And yes, I was more like finding the way forward than me. I don't know, honestly.
Yeah. So you were nominally in the lead actually for a fair bit there, at least up until the 30-minute mark. Sitake was doing the early grind on the bird enemies while you made your way through floor 1 and was exploring floor 2. However, when you came back to floor 1 and took the skip, you were following directly in Sitake's footsteps. Sitake went onto the mine floor, found the skip into Happy and into Tucson. One of the Tucson doors, I think, was the way forward. We didn't see Onet on his side. And you ended up walking from floor 7 to floor 9. One of his advantages was he simply got better items from the item pool from you. For example, in this flag set, when you run away from battles, you forfeit the item drop if you don't spy it beforehand.
I know, like, the issue is that without Ness, the spirals was very weird, and I was like, okay, I got everything I needed for Gygas, I just need to move forward. I know I can find some free skip items on the way in, and of course that didn't happen. Like, of course, why the hell not? And so that was strategy that did not pay out in the end. So I was lacking stuff. I was lacking. I was getting lost on floor 1 and 2 instead of just grinding and getting the king banana early on. But that's the issue. Like, you saw the king banana early on. Do you grind for the king banana or do you start exploring? Even though you have Rabbit's Foot and Franklin Bledge and Pendant, like the first 3 drops in the seed, like.
Yeah, Sitake never found the bazooka, but one of the things he did get early on that I think one of the items you skipped was an auto Star Master.
Yeah.
There was also a Moonbeam gun in the pool somewhere that he found that I think you might have skipped when running from some of the encounters. That, particularly the Starstorm, was a nice button, a panic button to use in some of the fights he ended up getting.
Yeah.
But you were at the end. You were catching up to him. He did not find the second Franklin badge like you did. He went directly into Tucson and started exploring from there. So he missed that room in HHV. The Gygas fight was pretty intense. Getting past phase 1. We did not see a bazooka in the pool.
Yeah.
At least not yet. So I think it was simply that you missed some of those early items, the Auto Star Master and particularly the Moonbeam Gun, I think slowed you down enough that you had much more difficulty with the fights, and Sitake took the skip earlier than you did.
Yeah. Well, that's ancient cave and no gift for you.
Yeah. From what I've seen, Sitake usually does the early game grind, and that tends to work out in his favor. I've noticed in most of the. Personally, I like playing the seed. I don't like grinding for like half an hour for items personally, but I cannot deny its efficacy.
You know, when I got both no shops gift. The first time around versus Chargles, I did grind as Sitake does, and Chargles was able to push through with only Night Pendant, I think it was on the pre-arcade, and 1 F Pendant, and just completed the seed in 40 minutes. And now in the finals, I decide I'm set for Gygas. I can just find free skips and move forward and be able to grind the late game and defeat Gygas, and sitake grinded early on and found better gear and just went past me. Like, I don't know. I really don't like this flag at all.
Yeah, it's there's definitely a couple people in the community who really don't like the flag. It definitely changes up the game quite a bit and all that. So, but thank you again for participating in the Ancient Cave tournament. It was a delight to have you here.
Yeah, of course. Like, I guess the biggest takeaway is that I was able to play the most Ancient Cave than anyone else, and I'm very happy and grateful for that.
Yeah, when I first started playing Ancient, when I first entered the tournament, my first Ancient Cave tournament, I never actually played Ancient Cave in a fast manner. I'd done it casually, but never kind of in a beat the game as fast as you can speedrun type fashion. So definitely was a lot of Ancient Cave for me, and I did pretty well that year. So it's definitely a much different experience from your if you happen to play casually. So anyone out there, if you're interested in Ancient Cave, don't feel like you need to speedrun it. Even a casual experience can be pretty fun as well. And if you happen to want to join the tournament going forward, we'd love to have you. Always nice to see new faces. So any closing remarks there, Kelly?
No, except thank you for everything, for the tournament.
Mhm.
Always a blast to take part on it.
Yep.
And yeah, that final really just gave me a sick feeling overall, because
Yeah, this was a rough flag set,
yeah.
for sure.
Also, I want to point out shoutouts to Nightmare on Floor 3, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Nightmare on Floor 3. That's pretty awful.
Yeah, and of course, when I'm double skipping, I just get right in front of Nightmare that refuses to kill Pooh.
Oh yeah,
Managed to get a good save on a Rockin' Omega.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
So as far as EBSS tournaments, I think the next one will likely be sometime late September, early October, or the typical boogie percent run. Do you think you might enter that tournament, or are you more of a randomizer player? Hello?
Hello? You
Hello?
speak.
Oh, sorry if you were speaking. We didn't catch you there.
I didn't say anything.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
okay.
I think I may have lagged out a little bit.
No, I was just asking if you were planning on participating in the boogie percent tournament in a couple months.
Oh no. Well, funnily enough, Vanilla, Scramble, and Archipelago, I don't really like them, honestly. I feel like Ancient Cave has something special about the pacing that just feels right compared to every other variant of the game. So that's why I'm exclusively an Ancient Cave runner.
All right. Well, hey, that's perfectly fine too. So we hope to see you again next year.
Yeah, of course.
In that case. All right. Well, I think that's it for me. So once again, thank you for Erfim for both streaming as well as being one of our tournament admins. Thank you to all the players, all the restreamers, all the commentators, and of course, all the players. So enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much.